So I thought, what the heck, I have a book called Winter Dream tonight, because the man that started the poetry open mic that I ended up taking over for 5 years in Chicago, he did a series of dream poems where if he just remembered a dream and would write it down. So I started doing that with other people's dreams as well as my own. So I'm just going to randomly pick 3 from this book for you. The first one is from a series, because it's a series about from one person's poems. This is He Told Me His Dreams 6. In the recurring dream during my childhood, I was in some sort of game show, and every time I would be faced with 3 doors to choose from. They always had the same things behind them. The first time I had the dream, I chose door number 3. Behind that door, there was a desolate hill with a tree on the top. I would then climb to that hill, climb that tree, and if I could, I would see if there was something else. Nothing, just a hill, just a tree. Other nights when I would dream of this, I would go back to that hill, find a wooden ladder at the tree, climb it, and find a forest to play in. But that was all, still so lonely. On other occasions, I would choose door number 2. Behind it was a dark tunnel, a scary tunnel. There was a light at the end of it, but I could never get that far. I would try to go through the tunnel, but I only got a strange feeling. I'm curious what Dom's doing with my camera.
On the phone?
What?
The phone's on the camera, just go away. So, thank you so much.
I'm like, is he like looking through? I'm like, what is he doing with my camera? What are you doing with my camera? I'm sorry about that, I had to ask. But I'll go to the light at the end of the tunnel, but I would never get that far. I would always try to go through that tunnel, but I only got a strange feeling. Was there anything there at the end? Sometimes in the dream, I would choose door number 1. Behind it was a great Walt Disney World amusement park, even better than that. And there were also roller coasters and lots of food. It was my favorite door. But sometimes I had no choice what door I got. Sometimes I'd notice the details, but there were always only those 3 doors. The desolation, the fear, and the rewards. The doors were always the same.
Whoa.
And over to Dreams 3-1904-2. I apparently have a bunch of dreams because it's the second one. Dreams 3-1904-2. In this dream, I looked through what seemed like a scrapbook of everything in your life. And I turned to a page and got to a description of Taekwondo, and it looked like there was a long, difficult class you must have taken. And I was trying to figure out if the classes were held in Japan. And I wondered if you actually took the classes, and if you had actually been to Japan and never told me. Anyway, the dream just kind of then changed, and I was like I was in a class, and I was going over these moves, these instructions saying to cup your hand around the other person's back, and then they showed, and they tried to illustrate where on a student, and the teacher would just put his hand in the back, and they said, you know, right here. And I couldn't really see what was going on there. I was pretty much all standing in a line, so I couldn't really see, and I was a little bit further away. Well, it seemed as if everyone else had been through classes like this before, because everyone understood, and I didn't. Anyway, the teacher then said that if you squeeze right at that spot, the person will just fall. So you have to use your other arm to help them catch that person. So then it was like almost everyone standing there like in a dance move, and I didn't know where you were, or anyone that I knew for that matter. But everyone was supposed to just try this with a partner. And I didn't know how to cut my hand along where in the back, and I didn't even know where my partner was. And that's when I woke up. 90406, original high school pop. I was in high school, and apparently for this high school, you lived in a dorm. So we were all living in this building. But it was like actually high school, and we were all apparently just a bunch of kids trying to do well in school and studying. So anyway, Original Cindy, yes, that was from a show called Dark Angel. She was another student at this high school, and she was a friend of mine, staying in the same dorm building as I was. Well, anyway, she apparently managed to get a ride to go to a college town to see friends for a weekend or something. And she came back from her trip a changed person, saying college is totally different, and they have pot there, and everything is so laid back. And I knew that she had changed as a person, but I went about my business. Anyway, I was downstairs near the entrance, and I saw a few cops come in. I don't know, 4 or 5, and they were all asking where Original Cindy was. And I don't know why they wanted to see her, but I thought, I have to at least give Original Cindy a heads up and tell her the cops are looking for her, because the people at the front office would tell the cops where she lived. So I got to her room, and I could hear music playing through the crack under her door. So being a friend, I just opened the door and come in. And the room was dark, except for these black lights. And the room reeked of pot. And there were like probably 12 people on her room total. I walked over a few feet, saw a few people laying down and making out. So I just kept looking at the black light until I could see Original Cindy. When I spotted her, I said, Original C, I just wanted to tell you the cops are here and they're looking for you. And she said she didn't care. But I told her that they might want to try to get the pot out of the room, maybe at least, or something. And she said she's not going to change, and she's going to just she's not even going to let the cops change her. And that's all I can remember. And next up, welcome Kelly.